Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, in this lesson, we will learn about a hook of ReactJS, a useReducer, as we will have the two sections. Section 1, what is the purpose of useReducer hook? And section 2, we learn how useReducer hook works. The first thing, what is the purpose of useReducer hook? So you reduce the hook to create state as manages all the different actions to update the state in one place. As how you reduce the hook works. In here, I will have the example a to-do list, and we can have the two action. The first action a will can't add activities into to-do list, and the second action a we can't delete activities from to-do list. So we have the function component with the name AF. In here, when we use hook a useReducer, it will return an array with the two value. The first value of array a state variable, so I will have the name of it a to do, and the second value of array a dispatch function to send the action to reducer function. In here, we call useReducer. As in useReducer, we have two arguments. The first argument is reducer function. We have the reducer name in here. And we will have the second argument, a initial state. We put a empty array because when beginning to list of us a empty. So here we return div element. Inside of it, we can have input to put some activities. As in here, we have the value, and value we will use the hook a use state. In here, we have an input and set input to update the state variable. We use stage and use the initial initial value of input is string, empty string in here, and we will put input variable in here. So when we change or we type some character into input, so on change will activate, and callback function will call with event in here and return. We will use the function set input to update for input variable. In here, event dot target dot value. So when we have an input, we need to have a button to add new activity to-do list. In here, we have the name is app, as when click it activate, and callback function is call, and we use the dispatch function in useReducer hook in here. We use dispatch, as in dispatch we dispatch an action. So action now is an object. Normally it have the type property, so the type we set is added, and it also have the activity information we want to add into to-do list. We have the second property is to-do, and the to-do is an object. We'll have the ID. So ID a have the value a to-do dot length plus 1. So when we add the first activity into to-do list, so the to-do a empty array So to-do dot length is 0. So the first activity we have to do list a have the ID a 0 plus 1 a 0 a 1. So we have the second property in here's a content of activities. So content have the value a input. So now we need to display all the to-do list. We use the element in here's a OL, and in OL we use curly braces to type JavaScript code. In here we use to-do, and we map to all item in to-do list. So we call it a to-do, as we will return li, and inside of li, so we will display the name of activities by using to-do dot content, and in its activity we can delete it by using the button elements in here. So in here we have the button with the name is delete, and when we click on delete button, on click event is activate, and callback function is called in here, and we also use dispatch in useReducer hook dispatch, and we send the action. So the action is an object with the first property is type. We will boost the type with value is deleted, and we have the second property is a deleted ID. So the ID of activity we want to delete from to the list, as is a to-do dot ID. So in here we finish this part, and now we move to reducer function. So in here we need to define reducer function. We use function reducer, and in reducer function we have two parameter. The first parameter is state. So state of us a to do in here. So we can type any name, but I will use the to do. As the second parameters a action. So action in here is an object exists, and in below we have the action in here. So now we can use switch case to execute all the logics related to action type. Here we use switch, and inside switch we check the action dot type. So in here we have the two type for action. The first one is added, and the second one is deleted. And here we will use the cage. The first is added, as with the case added we will return new array or new stage in here. So array we can use spread operations in here, as we open the all activities of to-do list we use to do, and we add a new activity in to-do list by using action dot to do. Because action dot to do in here we can see we have the object in here. We have the two property. The first one is ID, and the second one is content for each activity. So we need to return new stage. So in ReactJS, when we use the stage of useReducer hook or useStateHook, we don't have the permission to mutate the original state like this. We use the to-do. After that, we post in here's a action dot to-do, and after that, we return to-do. So when we use this, we mutate the to-dos or state variable. So it's not permission in ReactJS. I will remove it and we can return new state value in here. As we have the second cage, the cage delist. We have the cage delisted in here and we returned we use to do and after that we filter as each item we will have the filter by using item docs id different which action dot delisted id in here and we have the default if it don't match any cage in here we will true error as the message of it a unknown the type of actions. So we finish and we save. You can see we have a UI with input. You can type any activities. And here I will type a plate, playing soccer, playing soccer. And when I add, you can see we have the first activity in the to-do list and we have the second in here swimming as we have. So you see we have the two activities in to-do list as we can delete playing soccer in here and we can delete swimming. So now the to-do list is empty. So I will explain for you like this. When we type any something in input and we put the click in the button app in here, so on click in here is a activated and the callback function will call and we will dispatch an action with type and to do a information of activity which have the two property. The first one is ID and the second one is content. And the reducer in here will see the action and will run the execute the code in here as it will checking the switch cage and finding ever the cage is added and it will return a new state in here with the old activity and the new activities to add this into to-do list and we can see the result is below in here and when we delete we click the button delete in here so in is below the dispatch function is called with the action we have the type delisted and deleted id. So in here, the reducer function will check in switchcade as exceed or match the delisted k in here and will run the code inside of it. It returned new to-do list. And in here we can see we have the error when I opened each child in your list should have the unique key prop. So because below in here in li we don't have the key. So I teach the why we need to have the unique key in item of the list. So you can have consider to watching this video about why we need to have the key prop in here. So when you key and you the unique the value in here is by using to do doc id. When I stage and I refresh and you don't see the error appearing here. So now in the lessons we learned about uReducer hook with the two sections a what is the purpose of uReducer hook, and we learned how uReducer hook works by have an example a to-do list right here. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, you can click the like button below. Also subscribe for my channel. And bye everyone. See you in the next video.